Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om, good evening from Niagara Falls. We are all Devis. And whenever you hear this word Devi, there's another similar sounding word that may come to mind, and that is Divya. Divya means illumination. Divya means to illuminate. And whenever you hear the word Divya, another phrase may come to your mind, which is Divya Chakshuhu. These are the divine eyes that Prince Arjuna was graced with by Bhagavan Krishna. When someone has divine eyes, it's not sight, it is vision. A visionary is one who is never bored. A visionary is one who never engages in that which is meaningless. A visionary is one who brings artha. Artha is meaning to that which the rest of the world calls anartha. When I share that a visionary doesn't engage in that which is meaningless, externally, nothing is meaningless. It is internally that we divide. This is meaningful, this is meaningless, but a visionary is always bringing meaning to all that they do. They are long-term thinkers. Our Devi culture is a group of Devis coming together to be the visionaries that is our potential. To shift from short-term thinking, which is reactive, to long-term thinking, which is responsive. This is the greatest investment that we will make in the individuality, family, community, society, humanity, leading us to divinity. Our Devi culture, we are trying to bring artha into all we do, and often what we do is chant Guru Stotram. And we know the shlokas, we know the words, but is there meaning to us? How do I identify with this sacred chant? Guru Stotram comes from Guru Gita. It is a divine dialogue between Mother Parvati and Bhagavan Shiva. Now, Mother Parvati and Bhagavan Shiva, they're of the nature of Aishwarya. Bhagavan's nature is Aishwarya, which is joy, which is Ananda. Mother Parvati knows this, Bhagavan Shiva knows this. We also want to know this. So how do we go from not knowing to knowing? It is through our Sadguru, the one who shows us that living Aishwarya is possible. Living independently joyous is possible. All of us have this propensity to feel living joyously is impractical, impossible. But our Sadguru makes the impossible possible, takes us from the personality to divinity. So where is this divinity? In the first shloka of Guru Stotram, we are taught Akhanda Mandala Akaram, that this multiverse is one. This multiverse is oneness. That is existence, that is awareness, that is joy. That's the only aspect of life that is one, that is oneness. All else is khanda, broken, changing. And what's lovely about this first shloka, it's so connected to Bhagavad Gita. When Prince Arjuna is coming up with so many reasons to leave his circumstance, Bhagavan Krishna just smiles and teaches him that this circumstance is divine. You need to find that divinity. Sanatana Dharma, all that we're exposed to in Sanatana Dharma is never about escaping. Rather, is about embracing. In the second shloka, Bhagavan Shiva shares with Mother Parvati the best makeup. We think the best makeup is made by L'Oreal or Estee Lauder. I'm pretending like I know how to pronounce these words. But the best makeup is actually shalaka. Shalaka means a stick, a pencil. What is on this? Anjana, an ointment, a paste, a powder that is made up of jnana, or knowledge. That which helps us to remember, that which helps us to find meaning. The Sadguru takes this stick with the ointment of knowledge and brings this to our eyes so that we grow up from living by sight and start to live by vision. Why is this example used? So many other examples can be used, like hand soap, like a comb, like a plate. Why this specific example? Our ignorance, us ignoring what is important, is so subtle, is so refined, which is why we justify it. So a very subtle example needs to be given. You can't apply something on your eye with a water bottle. Your eye is too sensitive. You need something equally subtle, equally refined, which is that stick. And only someone capable can utilize this stick with the ointment of knowledge. Like taking blood out of one's arm. Not everyone can do that. I can't do that. But someone who's trained in extracting blood, they have that subtle movement on where to puncture the body, where to put pressure. So Sadguru is the same way in teaching us to evolve to vision. This is all in Shloka 2. We now continue our study with Shloka 3, which I hope everyone has memorized. We can chant this without our text, but for the sake of thoroughness, I will chant each quarter, and everyone else can repeat then. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu, Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Together. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The first quarter is saying that our Guru is Brahma, the long A, as in the generator, the creator. Now, why is our Sadguru the creator? Every one of us has questions. And we even get into inquiry. But if those questions are not given guidance, if we don't find some answers to our inquiry, we tend to feel dejected. We tend to give up. We tend to become extrovert again. But the moment we meet our Sadguru, the moment we are connected to the Guru Shishya Parampara, that is a defining moment in our journey from being a searcher to being a seeker. A searcher has questions, but doesn't know where to find answers. When we meet our Sadguru, we know where to find those answers. So what I'm sharing here is, like Lord Brahma begins creation, our Guru is like Lord Brahma in that we really, truly begin our journey when we meet, when we interact, when we have a relationship with our Sadguru. Until then, we're floating around. Everyone feels the same way. I definitively feel this in my own life. My first exposure to the Guru Shishya Parampara was in Niagara Falls when I was in high school. Until then, I had questions, but nobody could give me the answers. And even if they gave me answers, I never saw anyone who was sincere about it, who was living this. And then I was able to relate to the Guru Shishya Parampara. I think I became a seeker 20 years ago. It was 1998. Guruhu Vishnuhu. And our Sadguru is also Vishnu, who is the operator, the facilitator. The word Vishnu means the one who is in all, the one who goes with all. And what this feels like for us is, once you become a seeker, every experience you have, you're always relating this back to, what can I learn from this? What is the meaning of this? It's like your Sadguru is always with you, correct? Teaching you how to respond, teaching you how to analyze, teaching you what is important. The one who is in us, the one who's going where we are going. I had read a lovely teaching by Puja Gurudev where someone had shared, where will you go when you're enlightened? Essentially, that was the question. And he said, I'll be waiting at the gates for you. Then we'll go together. So, a Sadguru is someone who's so identified with us, loves us so much that they would be willing to wait for independent joy for us to also experience the same. Guru Vishnu. Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Sometimes you chant Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, correct? This is called a Patha Bheda. This is a differentiation in the text, in the chanting. But in Guru Gita, it's Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. The meaning is not so different. However, I would encourage you to chant what is in the original texts. Otherwise, 10 years from now, someone else is going to make up another meaning, correct? And then 10 years after that, another meaning will come, and this will be lost. Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. There's a lovely shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam that says, Sarva Deva Mayam Iti Guru. The Guru is one who contains all the devas, the one who is all the devas. So whether that's Deva with a small d or Deva with a big D, that's Mahadeva. Our Sadguru is also Bhagavan Shiva, the destroyer, the dissolver, the one who completes our journey, who actually dissolves the seeker. The only ones pursuing peace are those who are not peaceful, correct? If you're peaceful, why would you pursue peace? And our Sadguru is the one who can even end us being a seeker. How much joy is there when we turn our GPS off, correct? You've driven so far, so long, and finally you've reached your destination and you shut off your GPS and you just breathe out, open the door, stand up. We do this on a daily basis in our travels. Now, this is just for driving to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, London, etc. Imagine traveling for 900 million years, 1 billion years, and finally one is peaceful. Which is why this third quarter says, the Guruhu eva para Brahma. Now these are redundant words. Para means highest, Brahma means infinite. How many infinities are there? Obviously there's only one. How can there be a higher and lower infinity? But Bhagavan Shiva is so careful in his sharing with Mother Parvati, because earlier the word Brahma is there too, correct? But that's Brahma with a long A. But Bhagavan Shiva knows that we're going to speak in English. He knows we're going to think in English. And by accident, we may think there's two Brahmas. The second Brahma is not Brahma, it's Brahma, short A, which means infinite. But Bhagavan Shiva qualifies this by saying para. The Guru's actually beyond any sort of generating, operating, destroying, any sort of creating, facilitating, dissolving. The Guru is Brahma, the infinite. We are Brahma, the infinite. Again, which shows us that the Guru is in us, the Guru is with us. We have to have that vision. So we keep repeating again and again and again, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We keep our Guru in sight, we keep our Guru in mind. Another word for Guru is Sadhu. And you've heard me say this so many times. Whenever we hear this word Sadhu, what do we think of? Remember what I told you? I asked a group of people, when you hear the word Sadhu, what do you think of? One person said, poor people. So all sadhus are poor, which means all poor people are sadhus, correct? The word sadhu means parakaryam sadnoti iti sadhu. Parakarya means others' work. Sadnoti means accomplishes or helps. Iti sadhuhu. A guru, a sadhu is someone who works for us. To work for someone else demands humility, correct? Which is why everyone can't work for other people. We're too egotistical. But a guru is actually living their life for us. You know how much work our Puja Swami Vivekananda had done, is doing. His body died before he was 40. I would think most people, we have around 100 Devis in our study group, are over 40, I would think. Around the age of 39, he had told someone, I've done as much work in 39 years as an ordinary person would do in 1,500 years. Now, why was he doing it? He wasn't doing it for himself. Guru, sadhu, helping us focus on the fundamentals, guiding us to show us this is possible. So now, the next time we chant this, instead of firing off, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, so much meaning to this, correct? So much relatability to this. Let's chant this shloka again, slowly, carefully. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurudeva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Akhanda, shloka 1. Ajnana, shloka 2. Guru, shloka 3. Shloka 4, Stavara. I'll chant each quarter. Please repeat. Stavaram jangamam vyaptam yat kinchit sacharacharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Together. Stavaram jangamam vyaptam yat kinchit sacharacharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Stavara. Stavara means that which is standing, that which is not moving. Jangama. Jangama you should relate to jungle. That which is moving. So that which is not moving, that which is moving. Vyapta is pervaded by. So what's pervading that which is not moving, that which is moving? You have to remember the first shloka. What pervades the whole multiverse? Existence, awareness, joy. You have to remember the third shloka. The word Vishnuhu means that which is in all, that which goes with all. Vyapta. So what is inside all that is not moving and that which is moving? God. Guru. Now we may question, how is my guru in that chair? How is my guru in this kurta? Try not to interpret this so literally. That chair can still teach you, correct? This kurta can still guide you, correct? But we will go into a technicality. Okay. I keep using the word existence, awareness, joy. Sat, Chit, Ananda. This water bottle is essentially made up of stone, ore, metal. Is there existence here? Awareness? Joy? Okay. Here at Chinmay Dhara, we have flowers on Bhagavan Krishna and Bhagavati Radha. Is there existence in those flowers? Awareness? Joy? Here's where you're supposed to say yes, no, or the assured way is you just keep rotating your head. And if I say you're saying no, you're like, no, I was saying yes. Then let's suppose there's a squirrel outside our ashram. Existence? Awareness? Joy? Okay. Vivek, existence? Awareness? Joy? I'm watching all of you. See how casually we use words like Brahma, infinity, Satchidananda, existence, awareness, joy. How many infinities are there? One. What is exclusive of infinity? If you say anything, if you say an atom, if you say a breath, all of a sudden there's two infinities, which means neither of them is infinity, correct? It's illogical. There is awareness and joy here. The flowers, the squirrel, Vivek. The only distinction between this water bottle and me is this water bottle cannot express that awareness and joy. I have the ability to, whether I actually do or not is different, but I certainly have the ability to express that awareness and joy. So this statement, Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam, this is a redundant statement. We read this in Shloka 1. This will come up in so many more shlokas because Bhagavan Shiva is sharing with Mother Parvati, really sharing with us. Don't take what's being taught for granted. Make this your own. And so the next line, Yat kinchit sacharacharam, anything and everything that is chara. Chara means, here, since we already studied moving, we already studied unmoving and moving, here we should take chara as being conscious. And achara means unconscious. Unmoving is external. Moving is external. So now we have to go deeper. Chara, that which is conscious. Achara, that which is unconscious. In both cases, that same presence is there. Whether that's being expressed is a different matter. And really, when we study this second quarter, we should think of humans. Some of us live in a very unconscious way, isn't it? A very automatic way. When someone says, "How are you?" what do you say? You say, "Good." How are you? Are you good? Do you care how they are? When we drive, we get to places and we don't even know how we got to that place. I'll intensify this more. For all of the people who are married, why did you get married? I don't mean that in a standoffish way, but we just do it, no? For those who have children, why? Why do we do what we do? And if that why is not filled with meaning, when it says achara, unconscious, don't point fingers at that tablecloth. Don't point fingers at someone who has an intense concussion. Look in the mirror. Chara is conscious. Of course we're conscious. We can hear, we can see, but that's not enough. Are we conscious about every breath we take? Do we feel appreciative of this? With our son Vyasa, every week he's a different baby. I hesitate to call him an infant now because he moves around so much. He says so many words. I feel he's more like a toddler, and I'm trying very hard to be appreciative of those moments of him being an infant, that those moments are not coming back. Correct? Making this more universal, our health. Our health is not going to come back, isn't it? To be appreciative of our own bodies. If you read the last e-vichar about aging parents, our parents are with us now in time that none of our parents will be with us. To appreciate all of that is to be conscious. And if you think deeply, being unconscious or conscious in the way I'm defining it is being thoughtless or thoughtful. But there's still thoughts. And deeper than those thoughts, that which illuminates those thoughts is God, is the Guru who's teaching us that we are more than our thoughts. Tatpadam darshitam yena, the one who teaches me to have vision, the one who shows me that there's more to life than meets the eye. There's a lovely dialogue between Yajnavalkya and Maitri Devi. And Maitri Devi shares with Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya is someone who's connected with the Yajus Veda. In other words, someone who knows themselves. He is a rishi. And Maitri Devi does not take for granted that this is her husband. That's a functional matter. But she's appreciative that he can see what she can't see. And she feels her opportunity would be wasted if she also doesn't learn to have vision. So she asks Yajnavalkya Rishi to teach her. And his simple message to her is, Atma va are drashtavyaha. Atma means self. Va are drashtavyaha. What is to be known, what is to be seen, what is to be experienced is the Atma. He teaches his wife what the purpose of life is. Please don't get lost in these terms of wife and husband. That's not the point. She is a seeker, he is a rishi. Even saying she and he are useless terms. So here for us, our Sadguru Tat Padam Darshitam is guiding us to the purpose of life. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. To that person who loves me the most, Namama. I am not important. You are important. You are the one who knows that the cause pervades the effect, which is why you love me. Because you can see the divinity that is my ability, that is my potential. I can't see it. I can't feel it, but you can. You can see how the cause pervades the effect, which is why you're impartial, which is why you are patient, which is why you have Shri. All of these virtues. Narayana.